So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it will all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that they don't want to fight no more, there'll be no more war, and our children will play. One day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Can you feel the love tonight? Can you feel the love tonight?
Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best to you.
One day, let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Turn away, slam that door. I don't care what they're going to say. Let it go, let it go. Oh, never bother me anyway. One day, one day,
I wanna be
one
forever
day, one day, one day, one
I am so proud that my husband Eddie and I were able to establish the Max Paul International Volunteer Program in memory of our beloved son Max, Zichrono Livrecha, at Adi Negev, formerly Ale Negev, a state-of-the-art rehabilitative village for the severely disabled from birth until death.
JNF and the Special Task Force combines my passions for Israel, its people, and its programs, which enable all to reach their potential and feel understood. My personal involvement with horses as agents of change and the Red Mountain Therapeutic Riding Center is a perfect shidduch.
My husband Alan and I support Special in Uniform because it gives young men and women with special needs the opportunity to serve in the IDF, to serve with pride, just like everyone else.
Dedicating the Garden of Shalom in honor of my husband, Fred Miriam, at Lotem, JNF's accessible nature park, was a beautiful and moving experience. Fred adored his special place in Israel and was so happy to be part of JNF's mission. We are so happy to be part of the JNF family.
Shalom, Jewish National Fund Women for Israel. From coast to coast, we come together to learn, to experience, and today to benefit from the presence of an extraordinary woman with special challenges and even more incredible abilities. February is Jewish Disabilities Awareness and Inclusion Month, and is a perfect time to honor JNF's vision to build vibrant communities throughout the north and south of the country, where everyone lives a high quality of life, including those with special needs. Israel's next chapter is one where this magnificent country of ours is accessible to everyone. Lotem, one of JNF's 4 affiliates in Israel that works with people with special needs, is at the forefront of this vision. It is a unique place that touches people with all sorts of needs: the blind, the abused, the physically and mentally challenged. Lotem works with individuals, and it affects the whole country. So now, let's meet Roz, LOTEM's unofficial spokesman, whose personal story highlights JNF's leadership in serving Israelis with special needs.
At the age of 8, I've been injured in a car accident. After that, I spent about 2 years in a rehabilitation hospital.
Ever since I know Raz, he was very active in nature. He used to go and hike. After the car accident, he came back home and suddenly he found out that he is in a wheelchair. He cannot go out. And he was very upset. He cried a lot.
LOTEM and the JNF did change my life. Without them, I don't know what we would do after we had the car accident. Nature can't judge you or have an opinion. If you have a disability or special needs, you can feel free with LOTEM. That's the best thing. With all my challenges, with all my disabilities, I still remember that the world is beautiful, that there are great people around, and that's what I'm focusing on. Hi, Women for Israel. My name is Laz, and I'm so glad to talk to you. My story is one of thousands. Story of how LOTEM makes it possible for people with special needs to enjoy nature, to be a part of family, to feel secure playing outside, to be accepted in restaurants and on buses. LOTEM, with other JNF affiliates such as Adi Negev, Red Mountain Therapeutic, Riding Center Special, in uniform, all of those are making Israel a country that we can be proud of. You, Women for Israel, are living far, our close friends. You help us build this special country. Thank you for all that you've given me and all that you give to people like me, so we can live proudly in this country, and we are proud to be here. Thank you. Toda.
Raz, thank you. And thank you for sharing your story and for being the voice of so many in Israel who benefit from the support of JNF. As members of Women for Israel, we have so much to be proud of and even more to accomplish. All of us here today are already donors to Jewish National Fund, but knowing what we know now about JNF's impact, I'd like to invite you to join me in making a special needs gift to translate our vision into results. Every dollar you pledge today and throughout the rest of the month for services addressing the needs of people with special needs will be matched dollar for dollar. In honor of our guest, Karen Leibovich, Atlanta's Women for Israel set a goal to raise $50,000 today to support LOTEM's work. Specifically, we hope to fund training sessions to help Israeli service providers interact more respectfully and effectively with people with special needs in all areas of Israeli life. In just a moment, you will receive a text and email asking you to give to help Israelis of all abilities live their best lives, their fullest lives possible. So thank you all very much. Now it is my pleasure to step out of the spotlight and turn the camera on two accomplished women. They've each shattered the traditional definition of what was expected of them. They define their path in life according to their own dreams and drives. First, I'd like to introduce Teddy Sanford, who will be interviewing Karen today. Teddy is an experienced interviewer who was previously part of a team that interviewed local and national talent, celebrities including Gregory Peck, Michael Caine, and even Barbra Streisand. Teddy won the prestigious Peabody Award and is in the Sapphire Society. It is my great honor and privilege to introduce Karen Leibovich. Karen is not only a champion athlete, but she is an entrepreneur, a mother of 4, and totally committed to helping others with disabilities.
That's the very, very nervous me. The red dot now is 10 more meters. That's 5 more meters. And I couldn't take it anymore. I remember touching the wall, thinking, it's done, I can try now. 3 gold medals, 3 world records. It's quite a good Paralympic Games. Thank you.
Considered Israel's greatest Paralympian, Karen won 4 gold medals, 2 silver medals, and a bronze medal in Paralympic swimming competitions. She is a holder of 3 world records and numerous other awards. Karen exemplifies strength, courage, and perseverance. But before I welcome Karen, I'd like to thank my co-chair, Cheryl Morrison, and our fabulous planning committee. So take it away, Teddy and Karen.
My name is Karen. 28 years ago, while serving in the army, I was carrying a heavy load and my back broke. I was 19 when I was injured. The injury left me with partial paralysis of the legs. My left leg was completely paralyzed, my right leg partially paralyzed. I was using crutches for short distances and a wheelchair for longer ones. And I kept on living. I went to rehab. I finished rehab. I started studying at the university. I was always athletic, so I was swimming as a disabled swimmer. I joined the Israeli swimming team, and very soon I became a competitive swimmer. And a day or two into my swimming, I came to my coach and I told him that I'm going to get a gold medal at the next Paralympic Games 4 years from then. I was aiming for Sydney. I finished Sydney 2000 having 3 gold medals and 3 world records. I kept on training and went to Athens and won 4 more medals there. And when I came back home, I had shoulder surgery which left me my arm paralyzed for 2 years. And while I was recuperating from the shoulder problems I had there, I had my first set of twins, Ethan and Daniel. They're now 13 years old. They came to Beijing with me. I missed out on a medal by like 200ths of a second. That was terrible. Well, it was good fuel for the next games, to which I intended to London. I intended to get there with my 4 boys, my 13-year-olds and my 11-year-olds now. But at the Paralympic year, I had a hip injury. I couldn't train, so there went my big closure. I wanted to go on the podium with my kids around me and feel like a winner. And that vision couldn't be accomplished. So I thought, how else could I have like a big closure for my sporting career? And I decided I want to cross the English Channel. And it's a long swim. It's like 40 k's swim in very cold water. We estimated the swimming time in 17 hours. So I had to gain a lot of weight to be able to do it and not get hypothermic. And I had to have the weight equally distributed throughout my body. So I started practicing Pilates. But I don't know how to do things like doing it by the way. So it didn't take me long to start training hours and hours a day, like 5 hours a day Pilates. And in 6 months, I felt I was better supported at my wheelchair. So I told my teacher I want to learn how to walk again. It took me 3 more years of 5 hours training a day to start walking again. And today, as a Pilates teacher, I teach others to do the same. I have almost 20 clients now walking again from different kinds of injuries, but walking again after years of being in wheelchairs. I'm happy with what I do for a living, and at the past year and almost a half now, I've been pedaling the SAP, standing up. And since my dream of crossing the English Channel as a gift for my 40th birthday wasn't realized, I now have a new aim, sporting aim I'm working to, which is for my 50th birthday, I'm going to cross the English Channel on a SAP, pedaling, standing up. My boys will be joining me for some of the way. I think that's going to be nice.
Karen, your name does mean ray of light, and you certainly are a ray of light, more than a ray, an entire room full. I know that you're from the kind of culture that encourages people to realize their dreams can come true no matter what, but it's just amazing. And I think the audience would like to know, I mean, how a girl of 19 can wake up after an injury and be told that she's never going to walk again. And of course, as you said, the first thing is denial. But what are your tips? What is your advice to people that have challenges like this? How do you get out of that denial? And where do you start? And how do you proceed once you start?
You start by grieving, allowing the pain to exist, understanding an injury is sad. It's like mourning. It's like mourning a loved one. It's mourning your body. And it happens every day, 20 years, 28 years on now still. I grieve my body, but you can't live in grief. You have to rise to the challenge and to the occasion. Day-to-day life is as much a challenge as any. And if you realize that it's as much a challenge, then it's as much as peaks, and you learn to enjoy the smaller stuff in life, like my boys are happy. I had a good day. And when you're done grieving, you have to decide how you want your life to look. If you want your life to be full, you have to lose the fear of not succeeding, because to be able to succeed, you have to fail. You have to embrace failing. It's a part of success.
And how did you want your life to look when you finally got to that period where the grieving had come to an end, which it'll never come to an end, but where you were ready to move on? How did you want your life to look?
I was at the beginning, I was in denial. I went to the university. I said everything is going to be the same as it was, but it's not the same as it was. And when you understand your new baselines, when you understand, you have to understand where the beginning is. Even it's really, really many angles, many degrees below zero, you have to understand that's where I start. And then start.
I would love to have you give seminars that would reach everywhere in the country to give people this kind of incentive. You've gone against odds that are almost as bad as a person can get. But so many people, and I know some myself, that they don't know what the trick is to get out of that period of mourning and grieving, and mainly, why did this happen to me?
There's no point in staying at the why did it happen to me, and also there's no point in staying at the grieving. There's a reason that in Judaism we have Shiva, and we have the 1 month anniversary, and we have the 1 year anniversary, and then we have the yearly anniversaries after mourning. You have to have you have to acknowledge the bad things in life to be able to gain the better things in life, because you can't always be at the good side of life. You have to equalize it. You have to use the seesaw movement.
If you never have anything bad, you can't appreciate the good. It's
you
true.
Always have something bad. You just have to be able to go through with it, not sink down.
I guess that's a quality that either you have it within yourself or you don't. I think
disagree.
more people, I think a lot of people have it, but they don't know how to access it the way you did.
I think everyone has it. I think usually we are either too weak or too afraid to gain access to our inner strength. I don't think I'm unique at that. I think everyone has the same qualities. You just need to understand that you can use it.
I think people are afraid of failure. And what you said is so true. Everyone has got to fail in order. If you go through life without ever, I've never met anyone that went through life without ever failing.
Look at a baby. How many times they fall till they succeed walking?
Good
Does
example.
it discourage them?
That's right. And they get up and they try again. And even if they hurt themselves when they fall down,
they usually don't.
They try it again.
They usually don't. But yeah, try again.
So that basically what you're saying is that all goals and dreams are possible if you retain your optimism, if you have an outlook on life that says it can happen, if I will show up.
I'm not saying you'll reach your goals, but I am saying that if you aim very high and you fail, you will get up to here maybe, which is still much higher than you would if you were aiming here.
And you never know unless you try. You'd never know how high you can go. I really am amazed at the swimming part of all of this. For someone that doesn't know how to swim, how do you swim when you can't use your legs? What is the technique? Maybe you could actually teach me how to swim.
When I was a swimmer, well, I have very strong arms, as you can see. When I was a swimmer, I was training for 5 to 7 hours a day. Nowadays, I train like 2 to 3 hours a day, but I swim mainly from my arms and hands. But now that I'm walking again, using my abdominals, using my diaphragm, using my abs, I use it while swimming. So I think I swim even higher than I used to before.
That is so amazing. this is probably a dumb question. Do your boys swim?
Sure.
Do they swim with you?
Yeah. I only swim at the sea now. I can't swim in the pool. I can't go there. I cannot see the black line on the floor. I cannot smell the chlorine. I don't like the solitude. When I go in the sea and all the fish and the currents and the salt and my boys.
I have a feeling that maybe one of these days your boys might be competing with you.
No.
You don't think
well,
so?
I'm not going to compete with them.
When you talked about what you hope to do for your 50th birthday,
yeah.
Explain that again. You're going to go on what? I didn't quite get that part.
Stand-up paddleboard.
Oh, so you're going to be standing up on a paddleboard?
I am standing up on a paddleboard every day now. I row for like 2 hours.
That is just so incredible. It just, the fact that you've been able to do that and that you're helping other people do it, I'm incredulous. But one other thing, do you think if you had been living here in America that you could have accomplished the same things and it would have been easier or more difficult?
I don't know. I've never been an American.
Oh, you've never been to America?
No, I've never been an American.
You have been here though.
I think as an Israeli. So that's a part of who I am and a part of the way I think and a part of me. To say I'm always happy, I'm not. But usually I am.
I don't think anyone is, but I definitely think that Israelis have a different mindset.
Yeah.
Because they are raised differently and they live an entirely different kind of life. I mean,
we're always
in America.
We're always on alert.
Always on alert. Always looking over your shoulder.
Yeah.
Here in America, we have grown up in a bubble. I mean, we really, until recently, our bubble is beginning to not look quite so shiny. But
I think you have an easier life. I think
without doubt.
I think you have an easier life. I don't know what I would have done as an American. I'd like to think that my achievements are partly mine and partly my culture, I guess.
Well, I'm sure that you've heard the saying, if you should never judge anyone until you walk in their shoes. I don't think anybody can ever walk in a person's shoes who has gone through what you've gone through. I mean, the only thing we can do, whether you're an American or an Israeli, is realize how lucky we are. And when you say concentrate on happiness and the glass is always half full, that has got to be the only answer, because we can never know what it's like. But you seem to have risen to the top regardless, and I certainly admire you for it. Is there anything that you would like to say in closing, that anything we haven't covered that you'd like to say to the people that are listening and who are so amazed at hearing your story? How would you like to be remembered?
As the mom of my kids.
Well, it has certainly been my pleasure and honor to interview you and to get to know you. And I wish you all the best luck, the gold at the end of the rainbow, and also good luck in raising those boys. Thank you.
Karen, you are a powerhouse, a life force, a role model, and such an inspiration. Teddy, thank you for facilitating such a thought-provoking conversation. And now it's time for our special drawing. Roll the wheel. Mazel tov! You won a valuable gift certificate to the JNF Online Mitzvah Marketplace. Women for Israel, today is our day. Our vision for Israel is clear. And one day, the vision we share with Karen of a Jewish state where all people have the chance to excel and be included with others will come true. Thank you for spending this time with us. we leave you now with a beautiful rendition of One Day, performed by Shalva, Israel's award-winning group composed of performers with special needs.
One day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day. One day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day. Sometimes I lay underneath the moon and thank the God I'm breathing. And I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I am here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it will all turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that they don't want to fight no more, there'll be no more war, and our children will play. One day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Can you feel the love tonight? Can you feel the love tonight?
Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best to you.
One day, let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Turn away, slam that door. I don't care what they're going to say. Let it go, let it go. Oh, never bother me anyway. One day, one day,
I wanna be
one
forever young.
day, one day, one day, one
ולזרוע באחרים חיוכים מהירים מתוך הקלקולים. חיוכים מהירים מתוך הקלקולים.
70 שנה במכונית, אני נוסע ומביט על מה היה ומה נהיה, ואיך נפשי עוד הומייה מהמצדה של הזריחות, ירושלים בסליחות, מחוף כנרת ואכזיב,
מהמסיבות של תל אביב. אבי חלם והתפלל
לחיות בארץ